What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Today we are going to be spectating this guy that has kind of been creeping up the leaderboard. Haven't seen this guy a whole lot just in the first couple months of spectating this game, but Ryan Gosling is kind of popping off here. So he does play Hela in this game. Yesterday we actually spectated a game with Tim the Tatman, who's not actually Tim the Tatman. It is this guy Guru TTV. But he was playing tank, and this guy was playing DPS. So I kind of wanted to just go through and see who this emerging player is. This guy's number 3 on the leaderboard here too, so very, very cool. And we are also playing with Cooper Tastic, who is a phenomenal healer as well. Seen him a few times in these higher eternity lobbies. Playing against some familiar faces from yesterday's spectating video as well. So this is going to be a full game of familiar faces. But I do want to see kind of how this Hela does her positioning, her target selection, because I think a lot of people get on Hela and they don't really do anything. They maybe do a lot of damage, but they're not doing a whole lot. Seeing if this guy plays more front to back, because right now he is looking like he's hitting the Thing and the Wolverine a little bit more than the average Thing. But as soon as he starts looking at the back line, trying to kill some Loki clones, maybe gets a nice 3-tap on that Magneto there, and then we're looking to get more of a flank here, keeping his right side covered with that box, and then looking for this this pick on the Invisible Woman, taking people very, very low and eating pizza right now, able to just finish those people off. I do like that flank angle. I don't see this happen a whole lot, but his team is putting enough pressure where he's pushing the enemy back into that little hallway. He's able to get a nice side angle on them, easily taking that first point, putting 5:15 on the clock. Absolutely monstrous first pull. First push. I've been watching a lot of Race to World First. If you're a World of Warcraft person, you'll get it. So, okay, now we're just looking to clear that high ground a bit, contest this Hela. Always have to ego chow here. Already farmed ult as well. His whole team is sitting on some good ults and using that left shift to reposition here. I kind of want to see who is going to be ulting first this fight. Cooper going to commit that Loki ult here. And let's see who he actually copies. I think he has turned into Invisible Woman. No. Yeah, there we go. And we do see the red team pop that Invisible Woman ult. And people don't actually do that a lot of times on Loki, where they hold that ult for a little bit. When you transform into someone, you have that 13-second window where you are playing as them. If you ult, that window resets. So you don't need to, you won't transform back into yourself until that ult is going to be finished. So I do like that choice to commit the Loki ult and kind of almost use it as like a stall tactic or something like that, where people are expecting you to do something instantly, but you just kind of give yourself that 10-second window, pop the ult, stay as Invisible Woman, and go ahead. And I do like this decision to ult there. We know a couple of the defensive cooldowns on the enemy team have already been popped. That Invisible Woman ult, that Loki ult being popped. Unfortunately, he does get taken out pretty quickly, and then falling to the ground quickly, taking out that enemy Hela. And this is good that he's putting a ton of pressure on the enemy Hela. Helas that are not dealt with can definitely go kind of crazy. And he's getting some really, really good cleave damage here, both with his right click and his E. Building some good ult charge. And we are just shooting into the void here. And who knew Ryan Gosling was a gamer, you know? Who knew? Alright, and we see the Loki pop that that Invisible Woman ult. Going to retaliate with Cooper's Invisible Woman ult, so nobody should be dying here. They do actually take out that Hela, who's someone that I've seen on the leaderboards as well. We're going to get a little bit diffed in this game. Tons of pressure coming out here. I like that we're getting on high ground, looking for that Loki KO. Taking out some of these healers. Both making sure that the Thing has limited targets to jump back to. And obviously just reducing the amount of healing that we are getting on that back line here. Kai Cenat pushing up. I can't imagine that this is the real Kai Cenat either, but hey, it might just be. And the enemy team really making that push for that left hallway there, getting in an absolute cluster. Point is going to touch, so easy dub, and they are in full retreat, not even really firing back as they run away, giving up the full, I don't know, what about a third or so of this second checkpoint distance. And I think we're just hitting pretty much anyone that's presenting themselves as this Hela. Had that beautiful flank earlier. Hopefully we kind of go for something something reminiscent of that in a bit here, but and eating pizza right now just goes absolutely feral on that Mr. Fantastic there. We freaking love to see it. Getting tons of distance here without a whole lot of resistance. He's also staying in a position where he does not take a whole lot of damage on Hela, so I do like his positioning as well. Not needing too much healing to stay alive. And staying out of line of sight of that clobber in time, even though I don't think that would have necessarily hit him. I think Cooper has committed that that Loki ult, still holding it for some other cooldown. And there we go. We do see that delayed Invisible Woman ult, and I do like the delay again. Big fan. Getting on high ground, able to get some follow-up damage on that Magneto. And they get in a little Hela battle there. He is the victor, so that is good. A little bit of a late Invisible Woman ult there. I know she wants to stall the point out, but no one is really able to get close to that point. Maybe it was kind of necessary to stall, but her whole team was already dead. We need to play some more front to back here. Again, just absolutely shutting down this enemy Hela. Canceling that shift early to get high ground, not to go over. Does get taken out there, but his team is still doing pretty good at the moment. Switching off that Mr. Fantastic to the Iron Man. Hopefully getting a good maximum pulse. Only a one-person maximum pulse, but honestly, maximum pulse, it's kind of, you don't need to get a 5-piece with it. You don't need to go absolutely crazy with it. You just need to kill someone that needs to be taken out. Trading Invisible Woman ults once more. People are going to be staying pretty safe here. And this thing is living for an absolute eternity on point. Of course, right as I say that, he just gets absolutely bodied, but... And I'm not sure if I'm enjoying the melee play. He does need to play in the Invisible Woman ult to get some value out of that and actually be able to see the enemy, but this is a little bit further forward than I would probably like to be playing. Star-Lord looking to turn the tides as a hits hand character. There we go. Get a couple hits on him, take him out. And this is an absolute battle for this last bit of the point. Hopefully we can get Hela ult here and close this one out. Going into overtime, just don't die. This is where you just try not to die. There we go. 2 meters left. They recap the point. Bring that cap in. Nice kidnap. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful first round. And let's just check the scoreboard real quick before we kind of get back into it. So yeah, he's about 3,500 damage ahead of the enemy Hela. So doing a great job of shutting her down. His team is also playing really well, just getting a lot of pressure, allowing him to kind of do what he wants. I don't know why I am stuck over here. This is great. There we go. Okay. Getting back onto point. Sorry about that. And I don't mind this low ground, especially with the Invisible Woman, making it a bit easier for her to heal the Hela. Just firing down this hallway, building some good ult charge. Sometimes DPS will play on high ground, and it's just hard to look fully behind you and heal people and that sort of thing. So I don't mind the low ground angle here. As soon as that a DPS steps out of position, he does a good job of switching his current target to them. But until then, content just hitting the Magneto and the Wolverine, the people that are going to be in that front line anyway. And the enemy team is getting a lot of ground here, getting in the danger zone for sure. One Loki has copied ult, hasn't used that yet. I would suspect it's Cooper, and there it is. It's those two Invisible Women just sitting there in that back line. Still holding the Invisible Woman ult until he absolutely needs to pop it. Unfortunately, Hela getting knocked way back out of it, making sure that his ult is going to be the second one to fade. And there's the Hell Unleashed, just going to fire into this void here. Gets taken out pretty quickly, though. They focus fire him down, but the rest of his team is going to do some good work here. And all we have to do is chase down Kai Cenat, stagger that Magneto, sitting in a good spot. Just under 2 minutes left on the clock here. I'm a big fan of these delayed ults from Cooper. Big fan. I need to spectate him again. He's good vibes. He's good to watch. Especially because he's playing different healers, and he plays Invisible Woman, who I personally find is pretty challenging. I'm usually like a Cloak Loki sort of guy. A lot of Rocket too, but and now we're playing some more high ground, which I don't know, don't mind, but he does see an opportunity where he can get more damage. Nobody's even looking at him, so not too bad. Beautiful takedown on that Bucky there. Magneto just popping that ultimate almost defensively, almost like a zoning sort of deal. There wasn't anything big coming in there. There wasn't any ults that he was trying to one-shot, but he does just posture up, and we do force the enemy team back quite a bit, so love to see that. And good old Ryan Gosling walking forward with his team. Not being one of those Helas that is, you know, set on staying in the back until, you know, forever. Playing some good space here, too. I love this. 30 seconds left on the clock. Just absolutely pushing the enemy team back into their spawn. Love to see it. We do see that Doctor Strange open, though, so got to be sort of weary of a portal. And they do lose their Mr. Fantastic, so they can back up, but he's going to be spawned before the enemy team even gets close to touching this point, so hopefully he can get back in time. And pretty much every ult available for both teams, or for the enemy team, go up into the sky, use that slow fall to stay out of line of sight of the enemy teams. Good job at killing that Bucky here. Focusing that DPS. Not going to be able to see a whole lot here, but we can fire into the void and get some good Hela damage regardless. It's a pretty good defensive Hela ult too. Put some counter pressure on. I don't think he's going to get a better chance to use that, especially if he's taken out here. So in hindsight, definitely a good place to use the ult, but they are going to get wiped here and lose that first point. So we're going to have to fight for about 2.5 more minutes on this one. And the enemy team has not gotten a whole lot of ground on this. I think they should have played a couple more on cart here. Get that thing moving a little faster as opposed to one on cart. The rest of them just looking to get space. But I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know why are people suddenly now fighting in this little cubby over here? What, am I missing something? This seems terrible. This seems like a god awful place to fight. I don't know what we're doing. That spot is fried. Beautiful high ground. Still looking for this Hela. Kind of gets in an ego chow there, taken low, and Magneto finishes him off. I respect the ego chow. I respect it. And there's going to be a couple more ults popped from the enemy team, so we'll see that Wolverine ult, that Magneto ult popped. Trading 2-for-1 ults. Still going to be getting a little bit more distance on that cart, but some good tools coming up for his team in this next fight. Both those support ults almost ready. And Mr. Fantastic popping that ult right now. Not getting a whole lot out of it, but I do like this high ground flank over here too. Waiting for those Loki lamps. Getting a pull. Almost getting the 2-tap on the Invisible Woman. Trying to kill this Hela before she can touch that Invisible Woman ult. This is going to be a bit of a stalemate, building some ult charge. And knows that Invisible Woman ult is down, so he is going to have a good opportunity coming up here to use the Hela ult. Delayed ult from Cooper here. Wolverine just going to shred the enemy team. Nice 5-tap, takes out the enemy Hela ult, bringing Doom back onto the ground. And I was going to say I don't like this ult because his team already won the fight, but I do like it to get all that space, make sure that no one is able to trigger that overtime, and they get the 3-1 victory. So definitely check this guy out. Good player. Definitely rising on the leaderboards for sure. Yeah, check him out. He plays a good amount of variety too, so depending on what you're looking for. I'm still looking for an Iron Man replay, probably a Storm replay, all that sort of stuff. So if you have someone in mind, feel free to leave a comment. Also going to be looking for some more symbiote gameplay because I think people just like watching Venom and Spider-Man and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, does great. Absolutely gaps the enemy Hela, getting a ton more damage in. His team obviously performs super well. Cooper just absolutely popping off as well, doing a ton of damage, ton of healing. So maybe I need to do this from Cooper's perspective too. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment what you guys want to see next, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.